Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Hi,
Dominic.
Dominic.
Today we're gonna go over my top five. Come on, man. They got other channels for that, man. We don't do that around here. Yo, we getting into my top five Christmas horror movies because I know y'all horror fans been waiting for it. We just like to watch every Christmas, and the number one may shock you because it's not crazy gory, but for some reason, me, my wife, and my youngest and my oldest just we can't let this movie go because we absolutely love it. But first, we're gonna get into that intro. Now, if you're here still with me, I really appreciate it. Anyways, don't forget to hit that like button. And you don't have to subscribe, but I hope you do because, like I always say, I want you to subscribe organically. I don't want it to be forced. For me, I would rather you subscribe organically and actually like the content that you're watching versus just subscribing because you're like, I'll throw him at the bottom of the barrel and maybe watch his stuff once in a blue. Just my own personal opinion. But just hitting that like button gets me into that algorithm. And what you may not like, somebody else might love. So just always keep that in mind, and not only for me, but for other YouTubers as well, because there's a lot of us and we just need to spread the love. That's all. There's a lot of people that do this, and I know I make little funny jokes here and there, but it's not easy doing this, especially when you are at 100% of being criticized, because these are my top five, along with my wife, our favorite movies to watch during the Christmas season. And it's time for horror because what's second to Christmas? Actually, Halloween is our Christmas, and then Christmas is just kind of like, I think my wife just likes buying shit. That's all that is. Anyways, coming in at number five, the Advent Calendar. Now, this one is on Shudder. It is a Shudder original, I believe. But when me and my wife actually watched this one, we were kind of shocked because, we thought it was going to be one of those thrown together kind of, we need something. But this one was actually really interesting. And every time she just doesn't learn, she just keeps opening this calendar to see what the next thing is going to be. And she just doesn't learn her lesson. So it kind of leaves you at that, why would you keep opening this? Coming in at number four is a great Christmas anthology called A Christmas Horror Story. If you haven't seen this one, I highly suggest you do. I think this one is really, really slept on. As far as Christmas anthologies go, you might want to hang in there because nobody gets a free pass in this one. All the stories are fantastic and it's not that crazy long. So everybody gets it, not even Santa's safe. I absolutely love that factor. I know my wife does. The more gore, the more guts and blood, the more she loves the movie. Coming in at number three, this is just a personal favorite along with my wife's. It is so cheesy. It is like one of the greatest horror Christmas B movies that I've seen. And it's just so like, oh my God, how the hell did this happen? But Jack Frost, I know a lot of people get it confused. I'm not talking the Michael Keaton one. That one I actually put top five that I did last week of underrated, basically, movies that really don't get recognized. So I'll pin that up right here so you can go check that one out after you're done watching this one. Coming in at number two. Oh, and with Jack Frost, that's the first time I ever seen, well, if you've seen the movie, you know the shower scene that I'm talking about. I ain't never seen something like that. Coming in at number two is going to be Black Christmas, and not the original. I'm talking the 2006 remake. I just thought it was much better, and my wife even agrees. Black Christmas from 1974, it just kind of dragged on too long. And then for me, the payoff just wasn't there. It just wasn't. It was just kind of like, it fell flat. It was like a couple of kills and it's like, Whereas the remake, it just bam, bam, bam. I have not seen the 2000, I believe it's 18 third remake of this movie. I might go visit that one. I believe it's on like Hulu or something like that. But definitely Black Christmas. I like the remake a lot more. And like I said, even my wife agrees. And when it comes to horror, I don't think anybody tops my wife. Sorry. Few honorable mentions before I mention that number one. The first honorable mention is going to be an easy one. That's going to be the Gremlins. As a kid, this really, like, it didn't really scare me per se, but when those real evil cocoon hatching gremlins came out, that's when the fun really started to happen in the movie. I did do a Gremlins video. I'm going to link that right here as well. It was a different take brought to my attention from my wife's best friend, Kayla. And she just kind of was like, hey, you ever look at it in another way? And so I did an entire video and I dedicated it to Kayla. So if you haven't checked that one out, make sure you hit that, go check it out, because it gives you a different perspective on this movie. And I've had several people argue in the comments about how I'm wrong, but we just keep coming back with, hey, no matter what, it's still going to be the same outcome. Another honorable mention for me is going to be Silent Night, Deadly Night. And I do really like this 80s slasher. I mean, like I said, when it comes to horror, I really think that 80s just literally knocks it out the park. There are so many 80 classic horror movies that when you go revisit today, they still hold up, and that's hard to do. I mean, even now with like certain movies, like action movies, sci-fi movies, like, have you ever gone back and watched Mission Impossible 2? It's hard. It really is. And I know that's a John Woo film. I love John Woo, but man, that is a hard film to watch. And just, yeah. So, you know, when it comes to horror, I still think 80s is the best generation, hands down. But for our number one film that every year since it came out, we have watched consistently, without question, every Christmas Eve and sometimes Christmas night, is going to be Krampus. Now I know what you're saying. Oh my God, it's Krampus. How cliche. Well, it's really not. When you get to share a movie with your entire family that's not balls to the wall, crazy gore, especially when you have a younger one, Krampus is something that you can actually share with your family because it's really not that crazy gory. And I absolutely love the idea of being able to sit with your family on a special occasion and watch a movie. So, I mean, what greater aspect is there? My top 5 horror, along with my wife, she threw in a couple of those are her picks too. And I will be on KB's channel on Friday at 7 o'clock. I'm going live for the first time. So if you don't know who KB is, I will link him down below. I've linked him in a few other videos. I always link somebody or other channels that you should check out because that's just who I am. Like I said, this is a YouTube space. There's plenty of room for all of us to grow, and there's plenty of room for all of us, period. So make sure you go check him out. I'll link him down below. I'm going live for the first time and I'm honored. It's going to be on his channel. And then Saturday, I'm doing a watch along at 6 o'clock with Fans of Something, and that will also be down in the link. Go check him out if you don't know who Fans of Something is, but chances are if you're watching my videos, you probably know who Fans of Something is because we're all somehow connected into this weird YouTube world space that we are in. So anyways, thank you, and come Sunday, well, tune in because I got another rant, and I know you guys are like, oh my God, this guy with the rants, but you know, absolutely love this movie and I would love to see a 4K release. Anyways, see you on the flip side.
Thank you. You love me.